Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you're having a good day today. Good day for me. I told you I'd wear it, and I did wear it. I did wear it. I have worn it. Good English. It's the Dorado Kingdom by Camara Parfums. Cool looking bottle. This is kind of excessive. Am I supposed to put my hand in there? Like, put your fingers in there. Kind of reminds me of a flask almost. But it is what it is. It's still a nice looking bottle. Looks like a leather, pleather kind of wood grain pleather. I don't know if it comes off on camera. But anyway, that's the bottle. Blah, blah, blah. Atomizer's pressurized. I really like it. That's some good juice, boys. Definitely not in the summertime. I woke up today at 5:30 and it was like almost 20 degrees Celsius. So it was a hot day. We peaked at 31. So that was a hot day. This really isn't for the hot weather. But it's not because you're going to choke people out, because I'll get into performance in a bit. It just doesn't fit this kind of heat for me personally. But like I said, I really am not about seasonality for most fragrances. This is one that I think should probably be better in the fall and winter, personally. But hey, you do you, boo. Let's talk about some notes. Rum, nutmeg, musk, cedar, vanilla, oud, fruity notes, patchouli, jasmine, and amber. So a lot of notes in there. A lot of, getting boozy notes, spicy notes, sweeter notes, earthy, dark. Just my type of fragrance, just reading the notes. And that's not always a case, though. You can read the notes and be like, oh, yeah, this sounds great, and spray it on, but it smells nothing like what I expected. This smells like these notes. It really does. It is a pretty linear scent, I will say that. You get pretty much everything you're going to get in the first hour. Just different intensity of the notes. But, example, fruity notes are more prominent in the opening, but take a back seat in the first half hour to other notes. Yet they're still there pretty much through the whole life of the scent type deal. That being said, linear isn't, everybody uses it as a bad thing. Linear can be a good thing if the fragrance smells good. And this really smells good. Just kind of staying the same-ish throughout the life of the scent. We'll talk about it being a dupe, because I haven't been able to test it yet, but we'll talk about something here in a bit on that. Now, the fragrance on its own merits, because I'm not sure about the dupe, and I'll talk about it. First putting on the fruity, but not sugary fruity, almost, just a basic sugary, almost some tartness to it, a little bit of dryness to it. Fruit sweetness is pretty prominent, but right below it, you pick up pretty much everything else this scent has to offer in a nice combination. First, you pick up the jasmine and amber, adding a sweet, powdery vibe. Pretty quick, a very strong, dark, like musk, and dark, woody, almost cocoa-like patchouli come out. Followed by a very nice, slightly, ever so slightly peppery cedar and nutmeg combo. All the while, a vanilla is in the background, adding to the slightly sweet, powdery vibe this has going on. But by far, to my nose, the most prominent smell for the first few hours are the spices in the rum. It's like a spiced rum. And amber. Amber's there too, giving it, like I said, that powdery sweetness. Gorgeous. It's gorgeous, actually. Powdery sweet vibe. Powdery boozy sweetie. Powdery boozy sweet vibe to it. Just absolutely gorgeous. The patchouli, musk, cedar, vanilla start to take over into the fire dry down. All the while, so like I said, it's still keeping, you still can smell the dried fruits a little bit. The rum is still pretty prominent. But they start to take over. And it's just gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. No oud to speak of, really. They say oud. Maybe in the far dry down, you start picking up a little bit of that oud, but it's not an oudy scent, you know what I mean? Some people who pick up oud real quick might throw this on and be, oh yeah, tons of oud. I think your vast majority of people are kind of like me and are going to be like me in this one, and they're going to smell the oud, but it's going to be in the far, far dry down and just in the background. It's never an oudy fragrance. If you're afraid of oud, don't be with this one. It's not going to oud you out, you know? So, at the end of the day, it's a boozy, sweet, spicy, woody fragrance. Actually has a bit of a, how do I say it, a Christmas vibe to it to me for some reason. It's cozy, it's warm, it's sweet, it's spicy. You know, them baking spices that are in it, you know, cinnamon spices, whatever you want to call it, nutmeg. It really does smell, to my nose, like Christmas time. And there are some fragrances that do that, right? This one really, when I spray it, my mind's eye, I'm taken to Christmas. A classic Christmas too, like, you know, like an 1800s Christmas where people were baking in their houses and, you know, and on their brand new wood ovens with a hearth, you know, like old school, man, old school, right? You know, plum puddings and stuff. Really just kind of I don't know why, but when I spray a fragrance, I don't know if I've ever talked about this. A lot of times I get a picture in my mind. I don't know. There's probably some medical, scientific term for it, but I'm immediately brought to a picture and a color too. Like, it's funny. When I spray a fragrance, I get a picture or something and a color. This gives me the color brown, if that makes any sense. Brown and Christmas. I get a picture of an old school Christmas with the color brown. Don't know why, just what it is. Now let's talk how I applied it. I didn't go heavy on it because I knew it was a darker scent just from the first impressions. I went one in my moisturizer, one on the back of my neck, shirt on, one on my shirt. And it got me about 8 hours performance, which isn't too bad. How do I say this? It's not a projection monster or even a sillage monster. Projection was only about half hour, 40 minutes. About an arm's length out there, maybe a little slow, a little less. Then it comes in pretty quick. You get a couple feet of a bubble, which isn't bad for, you know, 4 hours or so. You're getting whiffs and wafts of it. But it is closer than your normal sillage bubble, you know what I mean? But not by much. It's not like a great amount. But then you get a couple hours of this nice skin scent, a few inches off the skin. And that's when the patchouli's really coming out and it's sitting close. And it's, like I said, spicy, chocolatey patchouli. And then it's a skin scent for about an hour. Then it's time to reapply. So more of a close encounter scent, for me anyway, has done it for me. So projection, sillage, not the greatest, you know, actually a little below average to tell you the truth, but the longevity isn't bad. So it's that type of scent that's just going to sit closer to the skin. There's a lot of scents like that. You don't need to project way out there all the time, right? This would be annoying if it did. Tell you the truth, it's the type of scent I like being closer. So yeah, no compliments, guys. This will get you compliments, but I don't think it's going to be like a compliment king or anything like that. You know, it's not Invictus. You know, it's not any of that type of thing. It's people are going to smell it and like it because it's going to remind them of, you know, cookie Christmas and stuff like that. In my mind, that's what it's going to remind them of. It's going to remind them of basically, it's a gourmand scent at its heart. And it's going to remind them of stuff like that. So that's it, guys. That's all I got. Peace, love, be good to each other, and be good to yourselves. Oh, I wanted to talk about the by Killian straight to heaven that people are saying it's duping. I haven't tested it yet, but I think it is duping it because here are the notes for, I already gave you the notes for this one. Here are the notes for by Killian. Rum, nutmeg, musk, cedar, vanilla, oud, dried fruity notes, patchouli, jasmine, amber. Or sorry, no oud in the by Killian. So that's the only difference in the notes. Literally, the only difference is they have dried fruits. This has fruity notes, which are kind of dry. So technically, they're listed different. I think they're the same. And this has that tiniest hint of oud that's not listed. I haven't smelled it yet, so I don't know. But it's such a tiny amount of oud that I don't think would make a difference anyway. The notes are literally that. The exact same. So I'm guessing it is the by Killian dupe. And once I get a chance to smell it, get a little sample of it, I'll come back and do a comparison. Until then, based on the notes and what people said, it's a good by Killian dupe. We'll have to wait and see. On its own, it's a great fragrance. Darker, fall, winter, Christmas-like scent for me. So, yeah, that's it, guys. Peace, love, be good to each other, and be good to yourselves.